Hi guys, Mel the Train Tutor here, and in this video we're going to take another look at swamps. Now if you remember on my last video, I showed you the basic techniques of dremeling and how to basically do basic swamps. But unfortunately these aren't really what you call stylized swamps, okay, because they've been done for a commission. So I thought it'd be a good idea just to do a quick video and show how to apply those techniques into making a more stylized wargaming swamp. Let's crack on, eh? So we've got the original, swamp template demo piece, and we've got the new one that I've just sort of dremeled out and sanded out using exactly the same techniques. Now immediately you can see the difference. This one's got 4 simple cleared pools with room for models to move across, etc. That was the specification for the build. Now this one is far more organic. We've got the 2 pools, a connecting river, lots of broken patches with small puddles in. The next job is obviously I'm going to cover this up with filler, give it the undulating terrain, and then I'm going to hit it up with texturing, with very fine grit. And sand. I'm not going to go for any large rocks because I want this to be sort of like the Northern European sort of style of bogs, which aren't rocky, to be perfectly honest. So let's crack on, eh? So here's our textured up and filled in, ready for painting swamp base. And as you can see now, we've gone for exactly the same techniques as before. Use filler to clean out those divots, etc. Textured over, very fine grit and sand. No big rocks on this one. You'll also notice I'm gone for the bumpy ground on this one, and that's simply because there's no real room for it. It really is broken, really marshy ground. Next job we've got to do is paint it up, and I'll be using a darker brown to represent the moisture in the ground than I normally do. And then in these sort of areas we're going to be going for a sort of a greeny blue, sort of very matte look, if you know what I mean. You'll see it when I painted it. So I'm going to get cracked on and paint this up now, and we'll come back once it's painted. It's all painted up now, and I've gone for a very dark base with just a slight dry brush of a lighter tone. I've kept it really nice and dark, especially in these sort of wet areas. More heavy around. I've dry brushed more heavy around the sort of little rocks and around the edges, just to sort of give the impression that the centre is darker. And then what we've done is we've gone in with a green, mixed in with a little bit of brown to darken it up, and then a little bit of blue tint just in the sort of centre mixed up. Let me bring this up so you can see it better. Do you see that sort of blue hint? Just in the centre. That'll give it a sort of an idea of depth. But there you are right now. Next job, let's flock it up. Okay guys, it's all flocked up now and it's ready for the next stage, which is obviously adding all the static grass, or the clump foliage and reeds and that sort of stuff. But before I do that, what I quickly wanted to show you is the 2 different shades of flock and how I've used the flock to represent flotsam in the dips. It is flotsam, isn't it? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but the little floaty bits in the water. Obviously I've covered quite a lot of it over. That was intentional because, as I say, once I drop the resin in there, it's going to give it a really murky, dark, underground sort of underwater ground, under the water sort of swampy look, guys. But as you can see, you can sort of see the effect. I've also sprinkled it in with the normal sort of flock as well, just to break it up a little. A little bit of garnish. Right, I'm going to crack on with the reeds, and then it'll be time for envirotexing. So, come back once it's all clump foliaged up and ready for, the resin. See you in a minute, guys. So guys, it's all got the clump foliage and static grass and the reed bundles on now. You can see how it's really broken it up, and the reeds give it a real sort of marshy ground, but it still looks very green. It doesn't look swampy, it doesn't look sort of dirty yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit it up with some hobby washes. Things like, have I got me? Well, if there was some in there, I'd hit it up with Devlin mud, but there isn't. I've got some other hobby washes. Yes, I could make my own terrain washes, but I just want to be quick and easy and just grab a tub and just get this done. Once that's done, I'll bring it back, and then it'll be time to do the actual Envirotex. So let's get that done now, and we'll come back once that's done. So there's it all done with the washes, guys, and as you can see, it's really sort of browned up the centre of it. I ended up just using Games Workshop's Griffon Sepia for that, so it's worked really well. And if I just move my light off, Yeah, you can see also without it shining on how it's got sort of a dirtier centre with the green around the edges. The next job is obviously to add the resin. We're going for Envirotex once again. This time, rather than using a bit of brown acrylic paint to tint it, yeah, I've got some tattoo inks, yeah, because my wife's a tattooist. A couple of drops of green, a drop of blue and a drop of black will do it fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix up my resin, yeah, and we'll come back once that's done. Right, so I've mixed up my dirty green, okay, with Envirotex, and it's time to start pouring it on. Yeah, now this is going to be a bit tricky to do around the camera, so I'll just start a quick pour, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just crack on with this and bring it back to you once it's done. Yeah, so put those in there, just so you can see what sort of colours we're working with. Yeah. And then let me bring this up to the camera so you can see what we're working with. There we go, look at that. So once that's spread out, that'll look lovely. Right, I'll crack on with this and I'll bring it back once it's all Envirotexed up, guys. Right guys, so the Envirotex is in, and the last thing for me to do is just sprinkle on a little bit of don't worry about this sitting on the top, because this will this will just sink in, okay, and give that sort of flotsam floating effect. I've just got to be careful not to clump it too much. And if it doesn't, I've ruined it. It's alright, it's sinking. We're fine. Right, so I'll get this done, and then we'll come back with the finished piece, eh? Right, see you once it's all dry. So here we have it, guys. Here's our finished stylized wargaming pond, and if I bring it up, you can sort of see, yeah, the colours, etc., and the reeds. Now this was done using exactly the same techniques as we used on this one, yeah, with the original sort of swampy ground video, but simply changing the colours, the materials to give a more stylised look. Obviously there's been plenty of sort of capillary creep, yeah, giving that really muddy look, yeah, that sort of swampy ground. The colours have played out well, the flotsam's played out well. And overall, I'm really pleased with it. But this was basically just a simple way of showing you that the same techniques applied using different colours, different materials, yeah, produces a completely different swamp. Now, there's lots of different types of swamps around the world, and the same techniques apply. You know, the idea of dremeling out, the idea of these small clumps, the clump foliage, the overgrowth, the broken ground, yeah, using the washes to darken things up. Yeah, it's just your colours that matter, guys. So I'm going to crack on with various other projects. We've got more trees coming soon. Obviously, if you've liked the video, then throw it a like. If you've got any questions, yeah, any comments, anything you want to add to this, yeah, throw it in the comments, guys. Yeah, if you're new to my channel and you like terrain and all that sort of funky stuff, yeah, click the subscribe button. And if you really like what I do and want to give me a little bit of support, yeah, check out the link to Patreon. Finally, yeah, if you are actually getting in and actually following these tutorials and doing Watch Your Terrain, check out the Facebook support group, guys, yeah, because there's loads going on in there, loads of people sort of helping each other out. Yeah, the Trainiac support group, it's awesome. In the meantime, guys, I will leave you with some looks of my swampy swamp. There you are. Isn't it gorgeous? Right, I'll see you soon, guys. All the best. Ta-da.